We are still apes. Hairless, them, not so much, but upright. We are born too early, fragile enough that a fever can end us, yet soft enough that a word can break us. Now, I'd like to try something. Raise your hands if you would trust a machine with your life. Even if you didn't raise it, most of us have. With every GPS route, every airplane autopilot, and every medical scan, we are a species that have put our trust in these machines. And yet, we are also species that are moved by voice, touch, and a single sentence. And tonight, I would like to be one of those voices guiding you through a journey through our advanced world that somehow still remains human. We are apes who learn to hold hands and then emotions before we build tools. And then we learn to build. We built tools and then scalpels and eventually machines capable of thinking in ways that were once deemed impossible. And now we hold something stranger still. We hold intelligence that does not breathe, an intelligence built from centuries of human knowledge, passed down from one generation to the next through words that line thousands of pages. Once medicine was simple. If you were ill, someone more experienced would have come to help. They might have brought with them herbs, or steel, or simply hope. They would have sat beside you, stitched your wounds, and eased your pain, telling you to hold on and recover. Today, however, medicine can see what we cannot. Artificial intelligence can read a scan like a constellation map, finding tumors smaller than a grain of sand. Algorithms can predict heart failure before the first skipped beat, and robotic arms are steadier than any human hand. Naturally, there are people who are afraid. They say, the machines are taking over. But the machine doesn't want that. Truth be told, the machine doesn't want your life, nor does it want your job. It wants patterns. It wants pixels, as you can see, where we see people. And that difference changes everything. Because when artificial intelligence handles the precision, there is more space for humans to be present. When an algorithm analyzes that scan, the doctor can actually hold a patient's hand. Technology in medicine does not steal empathy, it only creates more space for it. Now, by all accounts, Bertrand Might's life should have been ordinary. Afternoon football matches, new tech releases, and excitement over the smallest of things should have been his only concerns. But in 2012, at just 4 years old, everything would change. He would be diagnosed with NGLY1, a rare neurodegenerative disease and he would be the first person ever diagnosed with it. His family lived in what medicine calls a diagnostic odyssey, an exhaustive cycle of tests, uncertainty, fear over not knowing what illness they were fighting. But here's the part that should unsettle us. The answer was inside him, in his DNA, 4 billion genetic letters long. Medicine just could not interpret fast enough. Eventually, advanced genome analysis would point to a rare genetic mutation that affected how his brain transported glucose. Now, with that knowledge, doctors could tailor treatment, no longer generic but precise and personalized. Sadly, this knowledge would just come too late. Stories like Bertrand's once took years to solve, years which children like him frankly do not have. Today, however, medicine is moving fast enough to change stories like his. Artificial intelligence can scan an entire genome in mere hours. It can compare millions of variants and detect patterns no human could process alone. What once took years can now be done in days. And when a child's brain is forming, days matter. Yet, we, despite us living in a world shaped by genome sequencing and predictive algorithms, the moments that you as a family will remember most are still deeply human ones. You will remember the doctor who stayed late, the hand held during uncertainty, and that quiet voice that said, "We will keep trying." Technology in medicine is not stealing humanity, it is revealing it. Technology may find answers faster, but compassion is what helps patients survive long enough to hear them. Because healing has never been purely biological. Sometimes what helps a patient survive emotionally is knowing that they do not face their suffering alone. Today, science is reshaping what medicine itself can become. Even here in the UAE, we are dreaming bigger. By 2071, we aim at developing bioskin. Now, that is living tissue designed to protect astronauts on future space missions. But that technology's potential doesn't stop in space. No. The same technology could be used to warn your children and detect infections before um, symptoms arise. It could be used to warn patients about genetic diseases before warn patients about diseases like Alzheimer's years before current medicine can act. But the true power of this technology may not be felt so far away. It may be felt in your lives and your homes, where your child is given a warning before their first fever, and your family is spared years of uncertainty and fear. Now, we are still apes. Our brains are ancient forests of instinct and fear. Our hearts still race at the sight of blood, and despite our intelligence, we still crave connection over perfection. And that is not a weakness, for it is our design. Because at the end of the day, medicine is not about just treating disease, it is about caring for the person experiencing it. We are at a breakthrough right now. We are no longer just edit, healing the body, we are editing the genetic blueprint. With gene editing tools, we can remove the inherited diseases from our DNA. With stem cells, we can regenerate damaged tissues. And with lab grown organs, we can extend human life far, far ahead than what is currently possible. And that power should humble us. Because the ape that edits the gene belongs to an ape who once feared the dark. We have not outgrown that creature, we have only given it more power. And that should not stop us. Because we are apes who map the human genome. We are apes who build robotic surgeons. Heck, we are apes who dare to challenge death in its face. But we are also apes who love fiercely, who grieve deeply, who need to be seen. So let technology expand what medicine can do. Let machines calculate, let them detect, assist, and save lives. And let us do what we were born to do, feel. Because at the end of the day, medicine is not about conquering death, it is about honoring life. As the ever watchful Mary Alice Young from Desperate Housewives rightly said, yes, life is a journey, one that is much better traveled with a companion by your side. Still, despite our best intentions, some of us will lose our companions along the way, and then that journey becomes unbearable. You see, human beings are built for many things, but loneliness isn't one of them. Even Punch the monkey, clutching his stuffed toy for comfort, reminded millions across the world that the need for warmth and connection transcends words, is something deeply, instinctively felt. Because no matter how advanced our machines become, medicine will continue to stay something that's deeply, irreducibly human. For we are the ape with a scalpel. May we choose to use it with steady hands and a trembling heart. Thank you.